Alrighty guys, welcome to this Thursday, the 19th of February 2026. I hope you're all having a successful year so far. We have noticed that it has been a bit of a slow January coming into the year, but hopefully we're all starting to pick up some more stock now and starting to find stock levels are increasing. Today we're joined by Mr. Tony Lawson, the legend, the tech whiz, the guru, the ex-media master. He's obviously had a long history in radio and production. So Tony is well versed in these things. So Tony's going to go through the advantages of agent sites. But just before Tony does that, Chris obviously dropped a link in the eXp messenger chat the other day, and I've just put it into here, and you can see there it's got the instructions on how to create your microsite. So Chris, do you want to just expand on microsites really quickly?
So this has been a cool technology nerd week for us here at eXp Realty Australia, something we're incredibly proud of because it's another value add that we're giving back within our tech stack and within your existing eXp subscriptions. I talk to so many agents on the daily, the weekly, that to this day, it surprises me how many agents still don't have their own landing space, or they're putting it to a third-party portal, the agency website, the office website, or REA. Or they're outsourcing it at the cost of potentially thousands of dollars to have somebody else build it. So we're very proud to offer each and every one of our eXp partners a microsite. It's AI-powered generated site, so it's super clean, it's super fast. It's AI generational technology, which is similar to what Tony's going to be sharing and showing with you today. And the best part about it, guys, the dev team will build it out for you for free. You have input as part of your application, what you want the aesthetics to look like. We'll create it, we'll get it off the ground. So it's no cost for you to have your own agent site now. And the other best part about it, there's no ongoing hosting costs. For those that have customized websites, as I do, they can cost you annually to have those hosted, maintained, security encrypted, all of that stuff. This is all covered for free of charge for you guys. So we've had 47 agents take up the offering already. Please take us up on it, guys, because we've done some training on SEO previously, now known more so as GEO. This is going to help you with your GEO footprint, okay? And Tony will elaborate on that today. But incredibly exciting. The other cool thing, guys, is it's automatic API into your CRM. So no more if you've got wiki sites or, I don't know, those other terrible platforms where you've got to manually load up your listings and manually load your sold results. This is going to automate from your CRM automatically. And once it's constructed, you'll be given a login so you can change it. You can add in blogs, all of that stuff. This is a fantastic day, Bjorn. I'm excited. I'm excited because we're giving more back out to our partnered agents. So if you haven't already, make sure you apply. Construction turnaround time frame from the development team is pretty quick at the moment. We're getting them out within 3 to 5 business days of you submitting your application.
Just quick question by Celia. Do we need the RLA though? It asks for a URL. We don't need an RLA. We can be a PAYG agent or a contractor or whatever for this, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's for all, any and all. Yep.
So cool, fantastic. All right, so Tony, step on up, brother, and let us know what you would like to share with us today. And it's quite impressive, this site that Tony's built out. And Tony's got a fair bit of elaboration of what he's done with it. Now, Tony, I understand that this is using the same systems as what our sites are, our microsites. You've just built onto this, basically. So step on up and let us know.
Yeah, okay. So what I've built is using Lovable. It's what your microsites are based on. But I've kind of been playing with it a lot over the holidays. And once I figured I could do something, I just kept adding to it. And I'm going, you can do this, you can do this. So what I've got, and I'm not going into the technical side of it because it's a lot of technical. It's a lot of technical, and it's no point doing that. So I'm going to show you what I've actually made. So let me just do this. We can share the sound. And here we are. This is the front page of my website. I'm just going to minimize some little screens here so I can see what I'm doing. Now, this here is a video that I made. I didn't use AI building this one. This one was built from stock footage, and I used Canva for the Tony Lawson little bits here. As the page begins, I'll just reload it so it just sort of starts from when you pop on. I've got some little features here. You've got a little radio station here. So down the bottom it says, do you want to hear the radio station? So I'll just hit play on that one.
Yeah, deal maker. Lawson eXp Radio. On market, off market, and everything in between. This is about knowing what's moving locally before everyone else does. Information matters.
So you've got this little radio station. So when you're scrolling through, you can listen to the radio station. You've got some news here. You've got what do we got here? We've got some reviews, and everything is fairly standard on the front. It's the front end that's fairly straightforward. We've got the forces reshaping the Adelaide market. You've got some really beautiful looking presentations here. You can see the graphs that have come up all through Lovable. Lovable's done this. As you can see, we've got 1996, we had a dip. Here we had a dip, and we've got another dip coming up as well. So fairly straightforward website. We've got a free property valuation. This one here, I've used an API. So instead of using, let's say, realestate.com.au or anything, I'm just using Google actually. So you can do here. You can get your free report, comes up, and little screen comes up here, and it shows the hopefully is it going to do it? Yeah, there we go. So if you can't find the picture, it just uses the Google API. However, it's a pretty standard website from the front. It's the back end that is where all the cool stuff happens. So you can ask me any questions anytime you like. So to take a look quickly, whenever you're using a template that you buy from a real estate template website, whichever, it's always very complicated. So I built this from scratch because it just became a pain in the bum. I couldn't fix bugs, etc., etc. So if we look here, I can actually add a property here. So you can add a property here. You put the address in, all the things here. Drop the photos. Basically, what you do on Rex for sale, under contract, da 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 da. It's not connected to Rex yet, but you can do that here. So that's fairly straightforward. I mean, I could go through the process of putting the data in, but that's just fairly straightforward. You guys can kind of do that. Offers are all on each link on the website property section. So here we've got offers from various people. I can have a look at them here. We've got all that information here, and everyone has to fill out all of that. This happens, and I'll show you, and tell me if I'm going too fast. I have been told I go too fast when I'm walking through this stuff. So if I am, please pull me up on that one. Just as a side note, 5 Douglas Street, we're selling that for 200,000. So if you know anyone, give me a buzz. So this one here is a fairly standard property. It's got the price guide. We scroll down, we've got some information here, right? And I can send this as a link to my clients or to people who are buying. But when we get down the bottom, this is where you put your offer in. So the offer is quite literally on the property link. So you go through there, they put their offer in, and it comes to the back end. And that's where they come in here, and I can field all my offers. In fact, I might put an offer in to show you, because you know how sometimes you can miss something. I put a little post-it note system here. So I'll just quickly just go, say, Tony, email t@t.com, phone number, often say 500 123, that there, name. Let's see if it lets me push it through. It's going to ask for anything. Okay, so as you can see, like little post-it notes just popped up, right? Because sometimes you're busy, you're not really noticing things. So I decided to put that in there, which is fairly convenient. Now, this is where I put my little blog pages, little stories, and you can send these as client nurturing links. These are just articles that you can send to people. That's on the front page. Overview lets me know what the site's doing, how many inquiries, active listings, messages, and so forth. Okay, so let's get to this part here. We'll call this one staff here. Now, you might have people who do phone calls for you and do some prospecting for you. So what I decided to create, because I have someone who helps me, his name's Douglas, And I created this platform where I loaded up all of my contact data. Now, you might remember from RP data a few years ago, where you could actually download suburb data, including name, address, phone number, etc., etc. So I kept all of that, and I've been using it for a while. But I thought I might just load it up into the back end here. So let's see if this works. Oldest sold first. So what will happen is, you'll get a lead comes through here, instantly gives you the property. You can scroll through the photos, has the details, last sold in 2016. So, and you can just do that, click next, click next, click next. So I found that to be simple because sometimes you find yourself giving someone a whole bunch of, spreadsheet data, and it's not as user friendly, and it's not as, I don't know, modern as what I liked it. So I created this section called staff. So if you've got people who call your data, then this is a great way to sort of help them and make it simple as well. And when you're sort of scrolling through the property, you go, oh yeah, I can see you've got, three or four bedrooms, the house looking great. Does it still look like that? You can have that conversation fairly much straight away. When it comes to inquiries, all my inquiries come through here, and that can come through the property. It can come through other ways as well, like on the front end of the website. But as you can see, I'm sort of testing it here, and I've had my first one from a person whose house I sold. So inquiries come through the back end, and I've got this all hooked up to my email, which is not a simple process, but it can be done. What have I got here? Tenancy, rental applications. I don't really use this much because I don't really deal in that. I have a messages section. But this is the section that I really spent the most time building, because this is where my workflow process has become simpler. One of the things that I had real frustration with was going to RP data, sending off a evaluation. It wasn't really personal. It just seemed like too easy, and it didn't have all of my credentials inside it. So let me go through an example of how I would do it. So I'll jump into RP data, and I would look for a property, and I love how RP data is working quickly too. That's great. So let's go 45 John Street. Let's pick a place. Let's do that there. All right. So all I have to do in terms of the workflow is just hit valuation. And then what it'll do, and this process sort of can be a little bit time consuming. So I'm like making a coffee, quickly sending a few texts, whichever. So once this is, then I'll just simply download it. Here we go. We'll download that to the desktop. Now, this isn't perfect because sometimes I have to edit the photos, but I've already got that sort of sorted. So let's do this one here. So I'm dropping it here. And in this process right now, what the computer's doing is it's pulling all the data from the RP data report. It's getting the price guide, it's getting the forms, it's getting the graphs and the charts. And it's also compiling the template that I've built in the background, which has a 2025 market report, stamp duty calculator, a video with my face on it, and other bits and pieces. So that's what it's doing right now. And as you can see, I've done this quite a bit. I've sent quite a few, and it's a lot of fun. So waiting. Anyone have any questions so far?
It looks like a pretty good site. I like the fact that when you log into the site, you've got a video playing, and it's just like all happy. It's all happy, joy in the video, people smiling, people hugging each other, families handing over keys. This is a very subliminal, psychological message.
Yeah,
which is
it's
really
just
good.
about,
It looks quite simple: buy, sell, rent, property management, about.
yeah,
So it looks like it's fairly clean, very user friendly.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
an
And
extension of the sites. Now I put into the chat. Tim Hosking put his microsite, which is not as detailed as this. But if you want to see what the microsite examples are, if you just click on that link, that should take you to Tim Hosking's example. So you can see what we get for free. And if you want to build onto that, well, then obviously you can do things like what Tony's done here.
Yeah, this one's taking a lot longer than I thought. I think it's because I'm on online. Oh, here we go. And what happens is let's click on it and take a look. It's not going to be perfect, I imagine, unless it's done it what I want it to do. But usually, when it can't find the pictures, it just goes to Google Street View. Okay, so welcome to New Year. It's got a nice little message. This is generic, so oh, how you going? La 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 la. We'll talk about that in a second. But as you can see, it goes know your stamp duty. You can click on there and you can just put in, oh, how much am I selling my house for? 500,000. Gives you your stamp duty calculator, which is because everyone's always asking what the stamp duty is. So I just decided to make a calculator. Go through comparable sales. Come down here, no lock-in agreement, all of that stuff. Who's Tony Lawson? We know who Tony Lawson is. When it last sold. So this is just a price update. So this is a price update that we sell. However, by editing the report, I can go down here and now I can add marketing. This the valuation there. Where's the marketing section? So you can add marketing. So photography, can't spell, photography, say 300, signboard, 280, right? And then what you can do is you can add that and then they kind of read it. There's also a section I think I've got in there as well for commission. Say, as I always charge 7.5%. I don't know what you guys charge, but I always charge that. So, that's why I'm rolling in the big bucks. But then they might go, oh, okay, Tony's really nice. I want to go with that. You're ready to start. Boom. Accept the proposal. Is it going to work? There we go. So it works. Come on here. You fill it out. You go, Tony Lawson, email t@t.com, mobile number, nothing there. How would you like to proceed? I've read the thing, blah, 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 accept proposal. All right. Is it going to let me do it? What's it telling me to do? Okay. Got to do that. All right. So accept proposal. So now it comes into the back end. And it only feels like a lot because I'm showing you through it. But when you're doing it, it's like everything just happens so easily. So let's see. I've got this thing called, where is it? Messages? Where did I put it? Oh, no. I think I've got a thing called proposals. Proposal accepted. Here it is. So the proposal is accepted. And I'm like, great. Okie dokie. So we go to intake form. And then I go, create a new intake form. And then I send the intake form to the client. I fill this all out, goes to them. The intake form is where I get their name, mobile number, email address, then the council rates, the water rates, their ID, so I can get their full name, and anything else I need that they have regarding the property. Because one of the things that in the beginning when I started in real estate, I'd forget to get those things from the start. And I'd be like, this is annoying. And then, you'd be having a conversation and then you have to get back to them and say, hey, just a reminder to get that stuff. I put that all in the intake form. So all of that comes back. And when it does come back, it usually looks something like this. And then I've got, where are the documents? There's one with the documents. Is it? Anyway, so there's usually one with the documents. Here we go. So say, for example, I did this as an example. This one's already got documents, so you can download that. What have I got as council rates on a picture form or something like that? There we go. So that was just an example to sort of show water rates notice, photo ID. That comes in. When that comes in, this is the cool part. So now I've opened this up. I've got that. I can now let me see here. Is it? I can't. Because I got my eyes archive. No, why can't I see? It's usually got a thing at the top.
So you can populate your sales agency agreement from this information.
Yeah, here it is. So say I want to create one now. So what I do is I go approve and enrich. Now it's created that. and then I can send that off. And I won't scroll down. It's because it's got like the details, but like approved and rich. Then we come to the forms, agency agreements. They're signed. Ba, 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 ba. So once you've done that one and you've sent your sales agency agreement off and it's signed on DocuSign, I haven't integrated that. Then you can come back to reports. And then once your reports is open, you can go to, where is it? Oh my gosh, my eyesight is so bad. I think it's the button here. And you just go create listing. And so what it will do is it will take all the data from your property report and your price listing, your appraisal thing, and it will turn it into this. You might have to update the photos here because it's done something, but that's what you can do. So what I've basically done is I've done my best to automate the process from appraisal to sales agency to listing. And so that, without going into too much detail, because I'm just really mindful of overloading on information, that's basically what I've built in a nutshell.
Cool.
So that's what you can do with Lovable. The microsites are fantastic. They've got everything you need and they're free. But this one here is a little bit different. It's a personalized agency style looking website with a back-end user interface.
I'll just add to that, Tony. That's next level, right? Tony's like a genius in this space. That would take, if you had someone try to build that out for you to automate it that way, that's over a $20,000 site right there and some. But so for those that just want to start with the basic mechanics, an agent microsite is absolutely perfect for you.
Yeah.
If you haven't used lovable.dev, I've dropped the link in the comments. Have a play around with it. It's insane where you could land with it. And it's literally, you don't have to do all the coding as Tony hasn't done in that site. You could actually grab Tony's website there and put that into Lovable and prompt it and say, I want a site like this. So you can grab multiple sites and chuck it in as a prompt into Lovable and it will start constructing it for you. The reason that we're focusing on this, guys, is the new terminology, GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. If you're not familiar with it, start familiarizing yourself with it because it's replacing SEO. So if you're talking to web developers that are trying to sell you SEO optimization, like sack them, get rid of them, don't pay for it, okay? Because it's all about GEO. And that's going to help you with being recognized on ChatGPT, Google's AI overviews, Gemini, all the AI platforms through constructing it through platforms like lovable.dev. So if you want the free site, the basic, like Tim Hosking's got, like many of us have got, awesome. If you want to take it to the next level, you could copy Tony's site and link and chuck it into Lovable and it will start to build out not the full functionalities, but some similarities to that site.
Yeah. It'll make it look like that. Like you can find Lovable is really good at taking a website and sort of constructing it the way it looks with the very basics. But to give a website what this has is a little bit more. It's a little bit more.
I'll give you an example. Like yesterday, I'm building out a new growth and attraction website for myself, right? I paid over $5,000 for my last one. I'm doing it myself through Lovable. So it started building my site and it put in images. So I prompted and said, no, I would like video carousels. Please pull content from my YouTube channel here or reference this video there. And it changed the images through a prompt and put it into a video turning carousel on the front page of my Lovable site, right? So just simple things like that, talking to it, it can just lift your website to the next level.
Now, guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
So this is Tony. This is Tim Hosking's site. So Tony, thanks for sharing how you've elaborated on this and how you've taken it to that next level, which everyone can do as they get more fluent with this. This is something, looking at your site, that was blowing my mind. Like I wouldn't even know where to start and begin, but this is where I'm going to begin. This is where Bjorn Kunzel was going to begin. I don't have any website at the moment. I'm a very, very old school, very, very traditional pen and paper kind of guy. It's all just about conversations and psychology with the way I do things. But I do understand that if I don't start adapting, I will end up becoming a dinosaur and I'll be the has-been agent in a few years' time when all these new cats come along with all this technology and replace me. So I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the old guy who's still on the block in a few years' time. All right. So I'm going to start here. And this is the sites that are offered to us from eXp. And this is the initiative that Chris has brought to the table as our country leader. So thank you very much, Chris. All praise Chris. He does a lot for us and sacrifices a lot of his personal business where he could be taking time to list and sell properties to keep this organisation not only running, but to keep us with new innovations so that we can advance ourselves. So up on the screen here is an example of the site that Tim Hosking shared with us this morning in the group chat. And you can see helping people move forward. So that's his catchphrase. Very good catchphrase, helping people move forward. Very simple, very straightforward. There's a get in touch button where you can click on that and it takes him to this form here, which is obviously a lead capture form, which is very good. And it's got some information there on Tim. So that's obviously at the bottom of his site. It's just taking him straight there. But if we scroll up here, see, very simple. Click on that, it takes you straight down to the section you need. But if they scroll back up, you can see here that they've got find your dream home. They can put in whatever suburb they want, but then it's got Tim's listings feeding through. So I think for a basic site point of view, you want to have people be able to contact you very easily. I don't know about you guys, but I go on a lot of websites. Like I was on Sales Finder the other day, and I was trying to find the 1300 number. And I had to search through all these different avenues just to find the bloody number. And it was a pain in the backside just to get in contact, to get the contact details. Tim's made it very easy. It's the first thing you do. Get in touch, bang, boom, straight there. It's got his mobile, it's got his email, very simple things. Because a lot of people overlook the basics. A lot of people will try to sprint before they know how to walk. But some clients are very basic and they just want basic information. Just being able to find your mobile number very easily is a very good, smart move. But pulling through the properties automatically and showing what properties are available, and it's also got, I think there's some that are sold there as well, is just very simple. It gives people, here's my property site, here's my website, go and check it out. It shows you what other properties I've got available. And if they want to get in contact with them and get in touch with them, they can. Now, these can be, adapted. And like Chris said, you can add things that you want to. It's got a little bit of information about Tim there. But Tim's kept his site basic, some happy customers, some happy clients. Very, very simple. Now, sometimes, guys, you don't need to go as extravagant as what Tony's gone. Tony's gone for a whole workflow. So what Tony's done is he set up a website that can attract people, but he can also operate his entire daily business through by capturing leads, by entering leads. So Tony's basically integrated a CRM, Core Logic, and a website all into one. So Tony's created a workflow workspace. Would that be accurate to say, Tony?
Yeah. The last thing I really need to do is integrate that whole create listing and add it to Rex. And then it just goes, boop, goes to my website, goes to Rex. I've got another side project where it connects buyers agents to sellers off market. And what I can do is I can actually list properties between websites. So I go list to Nuba, boop, and it'll just go straight to that website. So it just sort of saves me the workflow of having to do it on another website. So it's about integration and workflow. Yeah. So
Tony's created a one-stop shop, as to speak, that does everything. Now, guys, we've got Rex. So like I said, don't be freaked out by Tony's extravagant site. Tony's just done what suits Tony, and you can modify these to how you want them to go, and you can go as far as what Tony's gone, or you can keep it on the basic side as well. And nothing beats the basics in life in a lot of ways. As long as people can contact you, they can see your properties, they can get in touch, they can find out some information about who you are, they can talk about residential sales, investment properties. You see, Tim's made it very easy just to get in contact with him, right? So I would say that these sites, start with one of these sites, and you can start to put blogs and things in there as well. So a very basic site, but once again, available for free, and it gives people a catch where you can say, look, here's my website where you can see all the other properties that I've got available. Here's where you can get in contact with me. Here's where you can book an appraisal, whatever it might need to be. So, one thing that somebody might want to do is, for example, if I was doing my site, I've got my link tree. I might want to, incorporate my link tree into my site. Linktree is free as well, guys. So Linktree is another tool where you can go through and you can create a little link tree like this. It's very mobile friendly, and somebody can see it on your tablet. You can send them your Linktree link, and if they want to make an offer, they can click on offer form and it takes them straight to the offer form, right? So they can fill out an offer. You can have reviews and it clicks there and it takes it straight to my Rate My Agent page, right, with my reviews. So there's also little things like Linktree that you guys can use as well. Free home appraisal, that just takes them to the URL on the back end of eXp Realty, which gives a free appraisal. So there's lots of avenues we've got available, For sale, that takes us to the old eXp page. I need to update that because the old URL is not working. So you can see that one's not working there. Yeah. But then it's got Facebook. You're going to take people to Bjorn Kunzel Real Estate Facebook, and then you've got Instagram, YouTube, and About Bjorn Kunzel. So, you can utilize things like Linktree as well, guys, because we know there's some people here that are new with us. So Linktree's free. These agent microsites are free. If you want any assistance in getting advanced beyond that, there's avenues of doing that as well. But the main thing is, the whole purpose of all these things is to be seen. Each of us should have a YouTube page, in my opinion, with property videos in there. Each of us should be doing property videos for the properties that we're selling, in my opinion, to get exposure. Each of us should have an Instagram page. If you want to go down the TikTok and LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff as well. To have a Linktree, which is like that, which I showed you before. That's very, very simple. And to have a microsite. If you have those things set up, you have your socials, you have a microsite, and then you also have socials, microsite, and a Linktree. That's probably enough to get you started, and it's very simple. With Linktree, all you do in Linktree is you basically, when you adjust your Linktree, it just asks you for the URL. You create a new button, you call the button whatever you want, and it says paste in the URL so that when someone clicks on it, that's where it takes them to. Very, very simple. This is stuff that's Bjorn Kunzel technologically on par, because I'm not a tech whiz by any means. So guys, maybe look at something like that. Get your microsites up and running. If you don't have jot forms, get your jot forms up and running, and just start building content out, because the content that you create and that you build that gets you seen is the content that's going to basically help you move forward, because we all know that the biggest challenge we all face is competition. Right? And we all know that we need to get listings in order to get sales, in order to get paid, in order to feed our families. So the listings all comes from, well, where do we get people to find out that we are a real estate agent, we are selling property, we know what we're doing, we're part of a team. How do we start first showing people those things so then they want to go to our website, they want to go to our Linktree, they want to go to our contact page? Because if we've got all these things set up, but nobody knows how to get there, well, then they're going to be sitting in the background with all these fantastic tools, but nobody's clicking on them because nobody knows who we are. And the best place to be known first as to who you are as an individual and as an agent, I would say the easiest one to start with would be Facebook, right? Because Facebook, you can do Facebook Lives, you can do little videos. Facebook and Instagram are one. Google and YouTube are the other as well. So if you're not doing any social media, or the GAO, like Chris was saying before, get your microsite, maybe look at Linktree, get your jot form set up. This is all free stuff, guys. We're not here selling you stuff like most people do. They want to sell something, and that's totally fine. But this is all free stuff. This is all stuff that you've got access to at eXp, and it's all free. Anything you want to add, Tony, or Chris, or anybody else?
Bjorn?
Yeah,
you got me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Yeah. So the difference between the way I built mine and the way I love the way you built yours, because I used to have the same thing as well, is if you get the branding consistent across all of those little platforms that you use, then it's perfect and it's sweet. The difference between mine and that is I wanted everything to be in one spot, so they didn't have to click away outside a website. They'd look up and they go, oh, renting, or a little ad would pop up, so I could catch them right where they are. And that was the reason why.
Your website, Tony, is like Chris said, it's a $20,000 bloody website. It is off the charts. Easy. It is amazing. It is impressive. Easy. When you first showed that to me before we jumped on here, and I said, let's just have a quick test run. The main thing that caught me was the video with people being happy. Yeah. So automatically, subconsciously, the first thought, if I don't know Tony Lawson and I'm looking on your site, the first thing is positivity and happiness. Totally. And what does everybody want in life? Yes, we want money. Yes, we want this. Yes, we want wealth. Yes, we want that. But what do we want? We all just want to be happy.
Yep.
People just want to be happy. So when the first thing they see is something that's an association with happy feelings and good feelings and positivity, that straight away, the first impression that I had of that website, I know you to be a happy, cheerful guy anyway,
Yeah.
but the first impression that I got from that website is that you're showing people that you're a happy, cheerful guy first and foremost.
Yep.
And it's about positivity, which is somebody that somebody wants to deal with, because people want to deal with people they know, like, and trust. And you come across as a very likable guy with the way you've set that up. It doesn't seem scary. It's not complicated. The first screen that comes up isn't all about, which of the 1,025 buttons do I click on or where do I go first. It's just positivity and then buy, sell, rent, very simple across the top. And then they can go further into the site, further down the page as they go. So I think you've nailed it, Tony. Absolutely nailed it. And that, like I said, that first, however you film that first few seconds of that video that plays,
Yeah.
brilliant, mate.
Yeah. Let's go.
Brilliant.
With the GEO sites, obviously this is Tony's, but just getting back to the EXP one, guys, I know many of you do like pre-market, off-market stuff, right? And often you'll go into Rex and you'll share your e-brochure link, right? Which will just share that potential opportunity. The advantage with having your own microsite, it's connected to your CRM. So as soon as anything's published in your CRM, whether it's on the full portals or not, you can share that link to show your pre-market opportunities that are sitting in your so it'll take them to your page rather than just that property link. And if it's published, that property will go through to your microsite before it's even on the portal. So you can drive traffic as part of coming soon, pre-release, off-market, drive it to that microsite. That's all yours, all about you. Can I just pitch 2 minutes, Bjorn? Because I've got something really exciting, a few little exciting things I do want to share, and then I've got to
Take it away, Chris.
So some initiatives we've been working on behind the scenes because we are a platinum customer with Rex. They will be launching this May a new AI automation solution within your CRM. Now, it's not there to replace us. We still have to make the calls. We still got to make the connects. We still have to pick up the phone and speak to people, right? Because we're a relationship business. However, I know many of you are using other dashboards as workflows, whether it's Trello of the likes or I've forgotten the name one Tim uses, Airtable,
Monday.
Monday.com, all of that stuff. This is going to be incorporated within Rex, right? Now, what it's essentially going to do for us, it's going to identify gaps and opportunities in our CRM that we're missing. Because obviously many of us, we're focusing on the appraisal today and chasing that tomorrow, and we're maybe forgetting the appraisal we did 90 plus days ago. Or we've missed somebody's birthday or their property anniversary date, right? So what's going to happen, we've got a beta testing phase that will commence from next month throughout March and April for a May 1 live launch. So I'll be circling around to a few of you to tap you on the shoulder to be beta testers with us. Now, I need time commitment. So if you don't have time, please knock us back because you'll need to allocate some time to do the testing in your own system, but also to reconvene as a beta testing leadership group on the findings, the weaknesses, the opportunities, all of that stuff. The cool thing about this, it's not going to be another web browser. So it's going to be like a widget that's already built in desktop. Okay. So you know how if you go into Rex right now, you've got your home, your calendar, your dashboard, your listings, your properties, your leads. It'll be incorporated in there. So it's still one centralized login. The other cool thing, it won't be another app for your phone because it's going to be built into the Pocket Rex app. So the demo they gave us yesterday was this. Walk out of an appraisal. How many times do we go on the road, forget to make notes? We get back to the office the next day. What did we discuss with Bjorn yesterday? He was mentioning about his kid's birthday. Oh, what was that date? We forget all that stuff, right? Because there's a lot of noise that happens. What this will enable you to do is cool things like when you leave an appointment, you can go straight in your car and go, hey, I just met with Bjorn Kunzel at 1 Smith Street. Please add a note that he's selling for these reasons. This is the time frame. His son's birthday is this date. Their anniversary date is this date. Please input it against their contact card as a reminder. Please set a task or a track, I should say, for me to follow this up in 3 days' time and to call them on the anniversary of their property every year, plus their birth date. And the AI within Rex will go do it for you, right?
Perfect.
So it'll sign all this stuff for you, set and forget. It's pretty cool. It's pretty powerful stuff. So it'll help you with reminders, notes, tracks, anniversary dates, birth dates, all through prompt command. You talking to the app. Um, there will be an added cost, right? But it's very minimal. They've come to the table with a super affordable solution for us. Okay. The retail shelf price will be $50 per user for this extra AI nurturing, databasing extension, I guess you could call it. However, if we help promote it with Rex in collaboration with Rex within our community, the more uptake we have, they'll give it to us at $40 a month. So I don't know how many of you are spending with Monday, Trello, of the likes. This could be a potential replacement or an integration long term, but there will be a small investment required. But the dashboard's cool, guys. If you're not one that comes into the office every day looking at your screen going, who do I call? What should I say? This is the other thing. It'll actually pick up and identify, you spoke about this with Tony last time. Maybe you should talk about this time around. So it'll give you some prompts leading into the calls as well, not just identifying your opportunities. So if there's anybody that would like to be a bit of a beta tester with us, just reach out to me directly, DM me, alrighty? Because we need a handful of those tech nerds like myself that love that stuff, but you will need to allocate some time. The next one, I've been working behind the scenes because I know many of you talking about getting your full agent license, your RLA. So I'm working with, what's the chap's name again?
Andrew Shields.
Andrew Shields, that's the one. Thank you, Tony. Andrew Shields. I've done business with Andrew for many years now. Lisa and those that are coming from interstate, we are working with him to also roll out and negotiate commercial rates for those that want to get their full licenses, whether it's Class 1 in New South Wales, Diploma of Property Services, whatever, in other states. But initially in SA, it's 18 units at this stage, right, that need to be done to be completed. Now, he does have a pathway with prior recognition, obviously, as well. Essentially, if you take out the property management component, it brings it down to 10 modules, okay? So if you don't have property management needs, it's 10 modules. The normal time frame to complete it, so you can do, he's happy to do either a classroom-based session online once a week at a dedicated day and time for everybody in each of the states that can go there for those that love online classrooms, or you can choose the self-pace option, okay? He will step you through all the modules, all the assessments, so you'll have hands-on support. He did say that it does take about 10 to 12 weeks in an online classroom-based environment where you're doing one session allocated each week at a set day and time. Obviously, if you want to do the self-paced sessions, you can get through it a lot faster, and he can still collaborate with you online to help you through it. Now, normally it's around $2,600 to do the 18 modules. We've been able to secure a rate for eXp in SA at this stage at $1,995, okay? Other states, if you're watching this or joining us live, stay tuned. We're negotiating commercial rates there and what it will look like for our eXp members in other states as well that want to get their full licenses. That's all from me.
So that's an upgrade. So 18 units, 1995, like somebody like myself who's been in the industry for 19 years. And what about the 10 modules? Like if you don't need the property management, like if we're using Lulu Live or we're using Hosso Agent Bank and we're not doing any property management ourselves, can we still get our RLA without that? Can we?
Yeah. Because we're weird in South Australia where we have, like in other states, it's just you do one license and then that's it for everything. Whereas we have 3 different chunks of, I guess, compliance requirements. But yeah, he said if you don't want to do the property management side, you can remove those 8 modules.
Okay,
Chris,
cool.
can you find out, mate, how much the reduced price is on just the 10 modules, if that was possible, please?
Yep.
Great.
He's coming back to me with a proposal, mate. I should have something in the next few days. All right.
10 modules sounds good to me. I think Kunzel can handle 10. But yeah, obviously we've had the changes, guys. So if you are PAYG, it'll be 70% up to your first 100K with 30%. So you'll be paying 30K into the company, obviously because of the payroll taxes, like Chris explained last week. eXp is basically like somebody like myself that's on 100% commission. They're actually paying 105% or 110% out because of the payroll tax and all the other stuff that comes along with it. So obviously they can't lose money. They give us 100% as it is when we hit our capping. So they're extremely generous. So if you're PAYG because of the payroll tax, beautiful government tax, which is amongst all the other taxes. I learned the other day, for every dollar that we earn in Australia, it gets taxed about 6 times. So for every dollar that we're actually earning, by the time we paid all the taxes, we're actually working to keep about 30 cents. 30 cents because of tax upon tax upon tax upon tax upon tax upon tax. But before we all leave Australia, while we're here, we need to try to maximise that. So if you become an RLA, you become an independent contractor, the deal is exactly the same as what it is now. The deal isn't changing. The deal is only changing for people that are PAYG, like myself, because eXp can't have me operating at a cost and at an expense. So get the modules, get the 10 modules, get your RLA. If you want to be doing property management as well yourself, well, then you may need to do the 18 modules. Thanks for working that out, Chris. Thanks for getting that organised. That sounds really, really good, especially for someone like me who doesn't like to study, which is the only reason why I haven't got my RLA in the first place, is because I'm too busy doing other things and I don't have the time to study. So thank you very much for that. Anyone got any questions on anything that was raised today?
Yeah, quick one. Thanks very much for the presentation, Tony. The quick question is, do you have an API that works from your site to log into real forms at this point in time? Or is that something that could be done in the future?
Well, you can log into real. Are you talking about REA forms?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. Let me just jump on quickly and just show you how I've done it here. So I don't necessarily need REA forms because I've already imported them into the website. So let me just sort of show new form from scratch. Let's just say that, and I'll just export PDF and it'll just download, right? Because the whole thing is all integrated here. So everything is here, and every single part of that form has been completely reflected in this form here. So that's the thing. It's like there's no real need to have the that's for sales agency. There's no real need to have the integration with REA forms because it's just not necessary because it's already here. So yeah, no, I guess that's my best answer for that, because it actually kind of one of the thing, someone couldn't get onto REA forms about a few weeks ago, and it made me think, what if I can't? So I just imported it, and I built that infrastructure. So if REA forms goes down, it doesn't bother me.
Just so you make sure you're available on the 12th of March, there's a chap called Ash Bidri from Great Forms, which integrates with REA forms.
Yep.
And thanks for putting that information through, Chris. Make sure on that one, because there might be some sort of updates coming on that one. So thanks for that. The other one I'd like to mention is Property Edge. There are a number of people that reached out to me about some interest on that one. What I'm suggesting is that everybody jump on that link for the 1 month free trial, see what people think, and we can discuss it every week over the for 5 or 10 minutes each session on Thursdays. So we got till the 31st of March to lock in those reduced pricing. So we need a minimum of 8 people to make it work. So if you're interested in Property Edge, make sure you do the free trial. And if anyone's got any feedback, they're welcome to give that now. Otherwise, that's over and out from me. Well, and Chris is speaking next week about appraisals. Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
Thanks for inviting me.
So I've got, I think Celia's just written, I think we need to clarify doing the 18 modules for the RLA. She has started, but being told even though she does not want to do property management, she has to do the 18 modules to get the full license. So maybe we can maybe look into that.
That's not how I understood it yesterday, but yeah, he said there was 3 parts to it, but yeah, we'll clarify anyway.
Celia?
He's coming back
if I can not do those 8 extras,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah.
How are you, Celia? It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
We had a mad run towards the end of last year, didn't we? We couldn't get away from each other. We had one that led to another, that led to another, that led to another. It was good fun times.
Now I'm busy studying.
That's it. And the AI thing is interesting that Chris mentioned about, like on a slightly different topic, I'm putting solar on my house and I've chosen to go with a SIG Energy battery. And the reason I've chosen the SIG Energy battery is because it's got AI integrated into it. And you'll know my stance on my moral basis and religious points of view on AI. I think it's the devil's work, but anyway, it's here. It is what it is. I won't be getting any stamps on my forehead or on my wrist. I can tell you that much. You'll find Bjorn living in the bushes before that happens. But in regards to the AI, the reason I chose the SIG Energy battery, I'm spending about an extra 10 grand on the SIG Energy battery because I can actually go, hey, keep track of the amber prices in energy and make sure that my battery has at least 20% or 20 kilowatts in the battery for nighttime usage. And if my battery is full, sell the remaining 30 kilowatts at the time when the energy prices spike between 15 to 20 cents a kilowatt feed-in tariff, because it's a wholesale market. So I can actually talk to the battery and tell the battery exactly what I'm trying to do, exactly how much power I want for my house, or I can go find out how much power I need to use on a daily basis through doing a 1 week analysis of my power usage, and then work out when is the best time to sell energy back to the grid when the amber prices are at the highest, so I can maximize and get as much money out of selling power back to the grid as possible. And that's all I have to do. And then I put it away, and then the AI in the battery will work out when the prices peak and all that sort of stuff, and then it will sell it at that time. And then when the prices might be low, it might buy the power at 4 cents to charge the battery. There's people that are doing it that are actually earning like thousands of dollars a month through selling energy, because obviously Amber is a wholesaler for energy. So I'm going down the AI rabbit hole, and I'm going to be going down the AI Rex rabbit hole, and I'm going to embrace it because it's here. And like I said, I don't want to be that dinosaur that loses business because I haven't embraced something that's here in today's world. And the world changes. It is what it is. We either embrace it or we get left behind, unfortunately. So the AI integration with Rex sounds very good, because I love to be able to just go, hey Siri, da 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 da, whatever it might be. So to be able to come out of an appraisal and go, hey, in regards to blah blah blah, this is what's this, da da da, and talk into a phone and then have it save it. That's just going to be absolutely game changing, especially if that's going to integrate directly into the database. And all I have to do is go into that contact to then speak into it, because it's even with sending emails now. I noticed, like on my Outlook, I had dictation, so I could click dictation. I could just talk to the computer and compose an email. I've noticed with Zoho Mail, I haven't been able to find that dictation button yet, or I don't know if dictation's available on it, and it's doing my head in. So these integrations are going to help us. So have a great week. I'll turn the recording off, and then we'll just hang on if anyone wants to talk off recording about anything. But if anyone's got anything else they want to add on the recording, speak up now. Otherwise, forever hold your peace.